everyone to the room? Everyone left? Okay, amazing. So can we do the final affirmation, the final compliment together as a group? On one, okay? 3, 2, 1. The final. We got this. On one, okay? 3, 2, 1.
We got it.
3, 2, 1. We got it. Amazing. So the whole point of this exercise was to have people meet each other and remove the filter of being when you meeting two people.
I think it should do somewhere around the middle of the game when people start getting bored and start using it.
Next time. With this, we move on to our guest introduction. For our wonderful guest, just please rise up from your seat, state a brief intro about yourself and what are your expectations with the class. So, ma'am, we will start.
Technically, this is my fourth class.
Okay. Are you a Toastmaster?
I'm becoming a Toastmaster.
Still, your intro and what your name?
Hi everyone, I'm Shivani. This is my fourth class of Toastmasters, and I'm looking forward to the improvement of communication skills and leadership skills and exciting class.
You can sit in the middle. Sitting on the top.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have a important process.
Hello guys, I am Prince Verma. I am a video producer and digital marketer, and I have come here to just enjoy the video. Looking forward to enjoy this. Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning everyone, I'm Nitish. I'm a software engineer in MX, and the reason I want to join Toastmasters is to work on my communication skills and stage fright. Outside work, I love playing and watching sports, and I'm looking forward to learn from all of you guys. Thank you.
With this, we move on to our meeting. To conduct our meeting, we have someone for the role as Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day is someone who is the meeting coordinator. He's the one who ensures that meeting happens in a very professional. At the same time, it's very engaging for the audience. Our Toastmaster of the day today is someone who has been a Toastmaster for over 4 years. He's a senior data scientist by profession. He has held multiple EC roles in the club. He is also a prolific speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, and he's going to speak about the topic, will we survive this century? Ladies and gentlemen, please invite our Toastmaster of the day for today, Toastmaster Rahul Bhanu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devanshu, for such a wonderful introduction. A beautiful good morning to everyone. My name is Rahul, and today I'm playing the role of the Toastmaster of the day. And just to clarify, I'm a lead data scientist, and my hobbies include traveling, watching movies, and shows. Today, my task is to make sure that we have already started on time and to make sure that we end in time. For that, I help you with the transition, invite the speakers, role players on stage, and make sure that everything happens smoothly. For the benefit of this, a typical Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 sections. The first section is of prepared speech, where our dedicated members will be giving speeches who have prepared in advance. Second section is that of impromptu speaking. We call it a table topic session, where you will be given a topic and you will have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on the spot. And finally, the most important section of any Toastmasters meeting is that of evaluation, where our dedicated evaluators will be evaluating different aspects of the meeting and different aspects of the speeches given by the speakers. Today, I'm going to talk on a topic, a theme, will we survive this century? Before I share and talk about more, I want to ask you, just to clarify, when I say will we survive this century, doesn't mean that we have a couple of hundreds of people and that's it. What I mean is that will there be a mass extinction, a mass disaster that can actually endanger the human civilization? So how many of you think that yes, we'll make it, at least till this century? Only 3 or 4 people are thinking that
But for us individually, we won't survive, but the human race will survive.
but still very less number of people believe. And how many of you think that we are done? we have limited time. Okay? I think more people believe that this century might be the last century. Okay, but in my personal opinion, I believe that even though there is a very little probability, but he might actually not survive. Just think about it. We live in a world full of uncertainty. 2 of the most popular nations in the entire world, with the maximum number of nukes, America and Russia. And they have been led by very old people. They have limited time on Earth, maybe a few years more. And you know, their mood swings and everything, right? What if tomorrow Donald Trump wakes up and decides, anyway, I'm going to that. Let's do something crazy.
Anyway, he's doing something else.
Yeah, you can already see the fluctuations happening across the nations. So, just to give you a heads up that anything at any point of time can happen. We'll talk about it more, but let's move on to the agenda for this evening. As I mentioned, we have 3 sections, and going through the agenda, first is the opening act or the introduction or the discussion on the day. And the second will be the prepared speech. Then we'll move on to the table topics or impromptu speaking. And then there will be 5-minute break so that we can refresh, re-energize before we move on to the evaluation. And lastly, with the closing remarks, we'll wrap up the meeting. But do remember, there will be a networking session for 10 to 15 minutes where you can stay back, you have snacks, just network with people, make connections, and clarify any issues or queries if you have. We also have a word of the day in each meeting, and today's word of the day is phenomenal, which means outstanding or exceptional or remarkable. An example for this would be, we say, Toastmaster Tanmoy is under the impression that Toastmaster Bhanu is a phenomenal speaker. And his assumption is right. Toastmaster Bhanu is indeed a phenomenal speaker. As a tradition, we encourage people to give thumbs up whenever the speaker uses word of the day, so that we appreciate the effort and encourage others to use the same. Now, moving forward, as you are aware about the theme, it is going to be a bit serious. So before that, I want you to have a laugh. And today, we have Toastmaster Sumit as the joke master of the day. He is currently working as a staff engineer at Striker India, and he loves playing and watching cricket. Let's welcome the very funny and very talented Toastmaster Sumit.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today I'm playing the role of joke master, and I will try my best as a joke master to make you laugh. And for that, today I have 2 phenomenal jokes. So one start on one fine day, I reached a little late at my home. My dad was sitting outside the house, and he is telling me, where are you coming? He said, I was at my friend's house and doing my study. He said, okay, give me the list of your friends. I gave the list of friends. Immediately in front of me, he dialed 10 numbers of my 10 friends. 4 of them replied, yeah, he was here and doing study of math and science. 2 of them replied, he just left, uncle. Maybe he will reach soon. And another 3, they replied, oh, uncle, yeah, he is here doing his study. And one of them very well outperformed. He twisted his voice to mimic my voice. And said, hey dad, what happened? I am here. The second joke is during an interview. The interviewer asked candidate, what are your strengths? Candidate said, I am very fast at math. Interview, oh, okay, good. We need such candidate. So tell me, what is 13 into 27? Candidate, 73. Hey, you are totally wrong. You are not close to the answer. Candidate, yes, I know, but I was very fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for making us laugh with the wonderful and funny jokes. Moving forward, it's time to invite the general evaluator of the day, who is going to introduce the evaluation section and introduce how tag teams, the evaluators that are there. So let's invite the very experienced and very talented Toastmaster, Kritika.
Good morning, champions.
Good morning.
Good morning, champions.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, well, why I told all of you as champions, because as we have the code, feedback is the breakfast for champions, and I know each one of you are a champion. So, as told by Toastmaster Rahul, evaluation is the third section of Toastmasters meeting, and it is, while it is the third section, it has started from the time when Saturday Rams came on the stage. So for the benefit of guests, the evaluation starts from for each and every person who comes on the stage and delivers something. Be it the joke master, be it Toastmaster of the day, be it a speech. But for this, I'm not alone. I have a team of evaluators. For speeches, we have specific speech evaluators for each speech. For table topics as well, we have table topic evaluator, Tanmoy is the table topic evaluator for today. And for general evaluation, I am there with my tag team, who will be playing the role of timer, the counter, and the period. And I request each of them to tell about their roles. So first, inviting Toastmaster Anu, who is the timer for the day.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As a timer, I will help all the speakers to complete their meeting within the allotted time. For this, I will show these 3 flags. This green flag means you have reached the minimum time. This yellow flag, it means you have reached the midpoint and you should start concluding your speech. This red flag For table topic evaluation and general evaluation, the time will be 3 to 5 minutes. At 3 minutes, I will show this green. At 4 minutes, I will show this yellow. At 5 minutes, I will show this red flag. And fellow Toastmasters, I am the only person who can disqualify if you don't follow the timing. So please be on time. Thank you.
Next up is Toastmaster Kaveri, who is playing the role of our hound member today. Request Toastmaster Kaveri.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm Kaveri. My role is to work counter, and my goal is to keep track on those little words and sounds we often use unconsciously, like you know, so, well, and it may seem harmless, but it will reduce the impact of our messages and distract the audience sometimes. I will be noticing these small words, and end of the meeting I will submit my report. Thank you so much.
Last member of the tag team, Toastmaster Harsh, who is playing the role of Kaveri for today.
Hello everybody, and hello all the Toastmasters and my fellow guests. I today will be playing the role of grammarian. As a grammarian, I shall listen to everyone's word usage and note down any incorrect usage of grammar or creative usage of phrases as well. I hope you use the word of the day phenomenon at least once in your time on the stage. I will be keeping a note of that as well. So there can be several mistakes when people speak on the stage, grammatical mistakes. For example, a singular verb with a plural subject, like 1 in 5 children wear glasses, should be 1 in 5 children wears glasses. So I hope you all keep this at the back of your mind while speaking. You do not have to be very conscious about it. And I hope you all speak phenomenally on the stage. And that's it.
With this, I hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, who will be presenting our report at the end of the day.
And team for explaining the role of evaluation and evaluation section in general beautifully. Just give me a second, let me slide down. Yeah, moving forward with the theme, will we survive this century? What are the different problems that are there that can cause such phenomena? Before I share my views, before I share whatever I have added in the slide, I want to ask you, could you share some of the problems that can actually cause? Yes, let's first.
Things I'm most scared of, the climate and the pace with which artificial intelligence.
Climate and say.
The pace with which artificial intelligence is
Okay,
growing.
okay, AI, danger of AI.
Yeah.
Sir, answer.
Trumpet putting.
Let's say they have at max 10 years later. Within 10 years, something has to happen. Yes.
Cracking jokes.
Cracking jokes?
Yes. What if you crack the joke and someone don't get it and then you land behind the bar?
Okay, not practical, but yeah, I can understand the joke. Yes, sir.
I think there is a proverb that great power comes with a great responsibility. So countries are becoming great, but they are not becoming so responsible. Because what happening on Ukraine or anything. I'm not supporting terrorism, but there should not be war. There should be peace. That's the difference.
But I think simple war cannot take the human civilization.
But in war, they can use nuclear, and that can destroy the world.
That was my first point was also his point that the power of nuclear weapons in the hand of authoritarian governments. And my second point is biotechnology. For example, biotechnology. Recently,
survive the next century, we surely need oxygen. And there might be chances that there is very less amount of oxygen before our population.
Kind of related to the climate change.
Yeah, fair.
But that will take time, even if this global warming happens. It's going to take many centuries.
Oxygen will take time. Within this century, I don't.
But we're already seeing it's raining in May.
But it's highly unlikely that oxygen problem will occur, it will be from our atmosphere within this century. But it can happen. Yes, sir.
Somewhere I feel like education system and the societal norms, where these days people are dying even before living.
But
So like mental health institution.
hard to imagine, but I don't think within this century because of education system.
They won't wipe off millions of people.
You can imagine we have been, as a human, we have been on this world, on this earth for billions of years. And maybe thousands of years back there was no education. But we survived. Let me move to the slide.
Maybe only if some meteor attack happens and
That's right. Let's first cover the topic climate change. I'm not sure if you're able to see this slide. No issue, I'll explain. The probability is really less, but it is not non-zero. I mean, it's not zero. According to one estimate, one study, it is around 0.1% that because of climate change, the human civilization can wipe out. And some of the major challenges that we are facing is global warming, collapse of ecosystems, frequent floods, droughts, and rise of sea water. Already, the coastal cities have started facing this issue. In fact, there are some islands and countries have started taking measures within our country, India. Within next 21st century, maybe by the end of 21st century, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Kochi, such cities, coastal cities, might actually not exist. Because it is believed that around by the end of 21st century, 2 to 4% rise will be observed in the temperature. And when that happens, glaciers will melt, sea will rise, and you can already see that a lot of developed cities and countries are coastal, at the coast, and there will be less places to live. There will be a lot of chaos and disaster. Now I ask you, do you know any country which have already started taking measures and started taking precautionary steps to tackle this situation, rising sea water?
Maldives.
Maldives. They are obviously under danger, but they have not yet. And Indonesia. I'm not sure if they have started taking steps, but they anything you actually know? No? Yes. Yes.
Japan, they built these massive tunnels below their cities in the case of storms and rainwater. All the water will be stored in the wells below.
Japan is one of the countries.
Netherlands.
Yes, you were saying.
Netherlands.
Yeah, so Netherlands is one of the countries which have started taking measures. They have started building walls that can actually prevent waves and sea water coming into the city.
They have built from last century.
They have actually started from like last a couple of decades actually, because the sea ground level is actually sea level. Let's say. But
They are most of the places they are below the sea level.
what can we do? Obviously, not much we can do. Even if we do that, it is inevitable. There will be a rise of temperature, there will be rise in sea water. But some steps that actually countries are taking and moving to renewable energy, protecting nature, safeguarding the forest, and global summit and cooperations are happening here and there. Now moving to the next, I was surprised that nobody actually brought this. There was close enough answer by your client. Yeah. So we saw what happened with coronavirus just a couple of weeks ago. Coronavirus was not very, it did not have high fatality rate, though it was very contagious and it was fast spreading. And according to the actual data, around 7 million people died. And that is not even close. You see, due to some political reasons or something, every nation hides the data, actual data. And it is estimated that 20 millions to 25 millions, at least 20 to 25 millions people died. Just imagine if in the coming years we see a virus that is as contagious, as fast spreading as the coronavirus, but it has extremely high fatality rate. Most of the population will be wiped out. So what can we do? The things that are under our control, like for example, a lot of experiments are happening, lots of lab tests are happening, and this is just a speculation, but probably coronavirus was linked from a lab test, from lab. It is speculated, so I'm not saying anything. So the stricter regulations are needed, global cooperation and fast-track vaccination system is needed to prevent such catastrophe. Now coming to the third one, as Toastmaster Bhanu mentioned, asteroid. Though the probability of an asteroid hitting Earth is really low. The advancement in science and technologies, specifically space exploration, we now know that asteroids will not hit us, at least in 21st century. Though in 10 years there will be 2 asteroids that will come very close to the Earth. And we'll know in coming years will it actually hit or not. But for now, we are safe. So can you name, it was really popular few months back, the asteroid that is going to hit. And fortunately or unfortunately, it will actually, the trajectory is over India as well. Anybody? I think very few people are interested in space and technologies related to news. So let me tell you there are two asteroids. The first one is YR24, that is going to come really close in 2032, and there is another one called Apophis that is going to come in the vicinity of our atmosphere, or it will be close enough, and it will happen in around 2036, so around after 20 years. Now again, coming to the nuclear power and the nations that have nuclears, and it is again really unpredictable. Anything can happen at any point of time. And when that happens, even a small scale nuclear war can lead to a global catastrophe. Why? Let's say just India and Pakistan are fighting each other, and for some reason they start using nukes. It's not India and Pakistan that will be affected, because when that happens, because of the impact, there would be a huge amount of energy released. The radiations will be there for decades, and the ashes that will be generated will actually move upwards and create cloud throughout the world. And there would be a phenomenon called nuclear winter. Sunlight will not be able to penetrate the atmosphere, temperature will go down, and crops will fail, famine will occur, a lot of people will die. But probably it is less likely that we'll have a complete human civilization extinction. Lastly, the most dangerous problem we are facing right now is actually artificial intelligence. We can play around it, we can just make fun of things going around in this field, but this is really serious. We have already started seeing the impact. I'm not sure a lot of you or many of you will be aware, but the jobs have started to be going. It is actually impacting the job scenarios. A lot of jobs are actually getting wiped off. Now, according to some estimates, it is 5%, some 10%, 15%, or as high as 20% as well. So you can see even 5% is too much. So the biggest problem as a humanity, as a human civilization we are facing is the artificial intelligence. So a greater regulations are required. Just imagine, once it gets the same intelligence as a human, even surpasses it, and once it goes out of control, we are doomed. So what should we do? We can do nothing. So don't worry about it. Because anyway, everybody is going to die somewhere, and nobody is going to remember, and not me, not you, not anybody. Just spend time with your family, your friends, and enjoy the moment, enjoy the present.
If you are not married, so that's why you're saying. Get married.
Exactly, but yeah. The point is, we should not worry about it, because I can see a lot of people trying to create a name for themselves, create history, so that people in the future can remember, but people will not be there to remember. Okay?
Next generation.
So, what I'm trying to say is that just enjoy the moment. Do not worry about people. Do not worry about what people will think, about their perspective. Just enjoy yourself. You can basically spend more time with your family. You can socialize. You can network with people. And the best place to network is Toastmasters. So if you are not a member, join Toastmasters. Come to the stage, give speeches, and do not think about others. Think about yourself. Because again, lastly, I would like to reiterate, nobody is going to remember you, because nobody is going to be there. Now moving forward, it is the end for the team discussions. Any questions or anything you would like to share? Or are you convinced that it's done?
We are highly convinced.
Okay.
So, have you reached your conclusion? And is the world going to be here for the century?
Sorry.
What do you conclude?
What is your conclusion? Will the
Ah,
world be
in my
Are you going to survive this century?
yeah, it's really unpredictable, as I mentioned. There are problems and there are probabilities that we might not survive. Nobody has seen the future. And what can happen will actually happen. So the point is, just live the moment and do not worry about the future. Now moving forward, it is time to start to prepare this section. One of the most exciting sessions. The time to note, you have to start noting the time as soon as the speaker starts speaking, or just a non-verbal gesture. Okay? You don't have to wait and say, just introduce themselves. The first speaker is someone whose name is Muskan, and she is currently working as marketing professional. Her hobbies is public speaking. Her evaluator would be Toastmaster Ashish. I would request Toastmaster Ashish to share the objective of this speech.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Muskan Garg is delivering her speech from a pathway called Meditation Mastery, and she is going to deliver an electric project, level 3. And the objective of her speech is know your sense of humor. So we are all set to hear some humorous speech from Toastmaster Muskan. I wish her all the best. Thank you.
Let's invite Toastmaster Muskan, a phenomenal speaker, on the stage. Toastmaster Muskan, the tragic comedy of a younger sibling. The tragic comedy of a younger sibling, Toastmaster Muskan.
How many younger siblings do we have in the crowd today? Quite a few. I can tell everyone on behalf of these younger siblings that at some point our elder siblings have told us that you were adopted or that you were found in the trash can.
Yeah.
Yes? Perfect. Well, my sister told me that as well. Her name is Bhanu. She's going to come quite a few times during the speech. And I have found the perfect response to give to these elder siblings. And I'm assuming the half of your elders. Well, if I was found in the trash can / adopted, and mom and dad still kept me, then I guess we know that out of the two of us, which one they really wanted. That's the response that I have. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about my life, my story as a younger sibling in the Garg household. I know it's not that, so Garg household. The rivalries of siblings is not unheard of. This is something that happens quite frequently. And the best line that I've found to epitomize this relationship is, I will give you my kidney, but I will not give you the TV remote. Perfectly summarized, right? Alright, okay. So I have divided the speech into two parts for your ease of understanding. And let's begin. The first part, why did you do this to me? Let's begin. As the youngest sibling of the household, you're always the most loved. We have privileges that elder siblings cannot understand, and I take full accountability for it, I acknowledge it. But when we look at the other parts of the family, the elder sibling is the more trustworthy one. We have days for mom, dad, grandfather, grandmother, but we don't really have days for us. But it's fine, we're still loved. So I can hold on to that. But what happens after you are shifted from being a younger sibling to a middle sibling? And let's be frank, no one cares about middle siblings. The youngest one is the cutest, the eldest one is the most responsible, the middle one is just there. His parents are not sure why. So during COVID, I got COVID thrice. I think after a point, even COVID was like, drink water, eat fruits, it's really not that difficult, you can really. But you know what, that's not even what I'm talking about. All of us were bored, and mom and dad, they got a dog. They got a tiny little dog named F. He came in with his cute little face and his cute little paws and pooped all over my love. Or rather, he pooped all over everyone's love for me. Now all everyone cared about was Alfie. Earlier, my mom used to have so many different names. It was a random jumble of words, whatever came in her mind. My favorite one was Busy Baby. Don't ask what it means. I can say it's a form of being meaning, but it's not. It was just Busy Baby. Like everyone was loving this cute little thing. Busy Baby was standing in the background with no attention whatsoever. So yes, that is the first part of my tragic comedy, which is that now I'm just Muskan. I'm no more Busy Baby. I'm no more la la la. I'm just Muskan, and it's sad. Anywho, continuing to the second part of my speech, something different. In the Garg household, every child has a narrative that the parents drive. To give you an example, from the beginning, my father has had a narrative for Palak and me. Palak is academically inclined. Muskan is creatively inclined. This is the narrative that was driven for quite some time. Art classes, dance classes, music classes, skating, throwball, football. We tried so many things, nothing stuck with me. So after a point, my dad realized that can't say creatively inclined anymore. This is not, Muskan is not talking about. Palak is academically inclined. She got into IIM Indore, you know. Muskan, on the other hand, will do something different. And this line of will do something different has ended since my teenage years to today, no, not today, sorry, this year in January, after I got into my master's degree. You would think that it would have changed after I got into my undergrad degree, but I took an interesting approach and I did a triple major degree, aka lots of confusion. It was English, psychology and media. Now I don't know if you all are aware, but a triple major humanities degree often translates into triple unemployment. And while I was not unemployed, my dad was not sure where I was going. So he just put it as Palak is academically inclined, she got into Goldman Sachs, you know. Muskan will do something different. And now that I've gotten into a degree, now the narrative is completely different. Now he's like, Muskan, Palak is academically inclined, she got into JPMC, you know. Muskan is going to INSEAD. Now my father is extremely happy. Initially, my sister and I used to be really tired and think that why does dad even need to drive a narrative? Why does he need to tell others where his kids are and what they're doing? But then I eventually realized that mom and dad put in so much effort to make sure that my sister and I were thriving and that we got the best of everything. They also deserved a little bit of appreciation. So yes, they did earn those grants. Anyway, with this, I would like to conclude my speech by having shared these two main stories of what my life has been as a citizen. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muskan, for the wonderful and phenomenal speech. 1 minute silence for the feedback. I will request everyone to share the feedback to the speaker so that they can improve on the feedback they share. And I appreciate as well. We don't have to just share negative ones. I would request members to share the QR code with the guest as well so that they can also share their views. Okay, 1 minute is over. It is time to invite the second speaker. And today's second speaker is again a phenomenal speaker, Toastmaster Saksham. He is currently a student and majoring in automation and robotics. His hobbies are traveling and listening music. And mentor for Toastmaster Saksham is Toastmaster Neelam, for your information. Toastmaster Mukesh would be the evaluator. I would request Toastmaster Mukesh to share the speech objective.
Good morning, everyone. So, pathway for section speech is presentation mastery. It's a writing speech with purpose. Project level 1, project number 2, and his speech title is a trip to field. I wish all the best.
Toastmaster Saksham, the trip to Tiranga. The trip to Tiranga, Toastmaster Saksham.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We often hear, take a break, disconnect to reconnect. Philosophers say, Instagram will preach it, and WhatsApp messages remind us every weekend. But let's be honest, saying this is easy, doing it, not so much. But sometimes, though life doesn't ask, it shows you. Mine did in the 7th semester of engineering. Let's picture this. 6 days, 6 paper, and 1 burnout brain. I was exhausted. So on Sunday, I decided to go on a hibernation. After 7 missed calls from my friends group, I got out. I was panicked. The result came early this time. But as soon as I picked the call and even before I would have said hello, they screamed, "We are planning a trip! We are planning a trip! We are planning a trip! A trip to Khirganga, 3 days, 3 nights." I looked at them, and as soon as I heard that, I realized that, oh, come on, these are my classic friends. 90% planning and 10% execution. I rolled up my eyes and went to school. Now, as an engineering student, I have seen more trips getting failed than a WhatsApp and a Windows update. But this time, things were different. There were payment discussions, jacket debates, and most importantly, they Googled which is the best moisturizer for mountains. This looked pretty serious to me. But right then, the reality struck. My 2-hour metro ride from a college to home became a judgmental tunnel. Will I get the permission or not? And as soon as I reached home, after having dinner, I started talking about mountains. And right there, I was going to talk about the trip. And right there, my little brother popped in and he said, "Hey, did you heard that 5 students met with an accident in mountains last week?" I was like, seriously? And then my dad had some spicy information from the newspaper. I somehow presented my case in the front of the Supreme Court, and my angel mom said, "Why don't you ask ChatGPT for it?" And luckily the ChatGPT said yes, and I got the permission for the trip. Now cut down to the trip. 48 students boarded from Kashmiri Gate in 2 different shuttles for Khirganga. By midnight, in shuttle we were dancing like the DJ Snake's private bus. Music unlimited, vibe check, sleep none. By 3 a.m. I dozed off and only got up like a flying popcorn from one place to another, and when we hit with a big speedy bump. And then the driver very casually said, "Actually there was a big rock on the road and we had to swerve." And then someone from the back commented, "Who need an alarm clock when you are on Indian roadways?" After good 15 hours of journey, we reached near the resort. Why near? Because to reach the resort, you need to travel down the mountain, cross a river, through a wavy bridge, and then you reach the resort. Half scary and half Bollywood. It was November and the temperature fell way more faster than my CGPA, from 25 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius. That too in an hour. But the aloo paratha and the chai in the resort was pure heaven. In the night, we started wandering around the resort and see some beautiful cafes, Nutella pancakes, fancy lights, and a lot of laughter. Pure heaven. And while we were coming back, some of the locals came to my friends and said, "Hey, do you want some hash brownies?" And my innocent friend said, "No, we already have a lot of kids." And this was the laughter for all night. The next day, I got up early to see the sunrise. The birds, the river sound, the cool breeze, everything was so perfect. Rather, it was so perfect that I almost forget that I was unemployed and broke. But now, this was the time for trek. Gloves on, stick on hand, pure Instagram trekkers. I tried to go solo. So, after a point, there was an intersection. I didn't know what to do. Did I use my GPS? No. Rather, I used the most advanced version of GPS, NPSS. I did Inky Pinky Ponky, and after a point I reached near the big beautiful waterfall. I had my beer, I had my chips which were uplifted, and if you know why these chips were uplifted, you can comment the same in the feedback section. Once my friends did it, they wanted chill beer, so they used the water of the waterfall to chill their beer. Ingenious and jugaad. And finally we started trekking. Now this stage was the first stage of trekking. Stage 2 was just 1 kilometer away. But it will take you 3 hours long because it has an inclination of more than 25 degrees. The guide guided us, but as normal engineers, we listened to his advice, nodded, and went straight to the Maggie station to have Maggie. The Maggie costed us 100 rupees, that too in a very small ball. And when we asked the shopkeeper of the seat, he said, they are altitude tax that we have to pay. And we started going, the tractor went by, and then what happened? The light fell off, visibility zero, shoes slippery. We started to go ahead, but we saw a tractor who were descending, and he said, "It's better not to go up because you won't be able to click any photos." And that was the time we decided to go back. Once we reached our tent, the tent was not what we thought, it was quite here, but at the end, we all survived. The next day, I was sitting next to the rock, And then my flashbacks of my college days came in. My failures, my regrets, my friends, my friendship. Some were clear, some were blurry. And right then, a cold breeze hit me. The sunlight hit the path. I remember the quote. In tough times, hold on. It is just the storm before the sunlight. And work hard to endure the dark so that you can change the light later. Guys, we all need a trip to Sri Lanka. Not in order to escape, but in order to reconnect. And don't forget the Maggie, the gloves, and the mountain dogs. Thank you everyone. Back to the
Thank you, Toastmasters Saksham, for the phenomenal speech and sharing your adventurous trip with us. 1 minute silence for the feedback. I would request everyone to share the feedback. Positives, negatives, anything. The next speaker is Toastmaster Bhanu, who is a data analyst. His hobbies include reading. Mentor is Toastmaster Rahul. Evaluator for Toastmaster Bhanu is Toastmaster Sonu. I will request her to share the objective, speech objective.
Toastmaster Tanmoy is attempting project 2 level 1. This speech is just after the icebreaker speech, and his pathway is presentation mastery. Speech objective is to learn to draft a speech with objective and present with any topic. Over to Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Tanmoy, learning to drive more than just road. Learning to drive more than just the road. Toastmaster Tanmoy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing? Great. Phenomenal. Has anyone done anything which looked fairly simple on the surface, but then turned out to be a very complex thing after you actually did it?
Okay.
Something which, yeah. And so for me, that was learning to drive for the very first time. I thought it would be just a very simple, straightforward thing, just calm roads and the radio. But what I did not anticipate is the complete chaos and the annoyance and the frustration that you get when you first learn to drive. Now, I want to share with you what learning to drive taught me, not just about cars and the roads, but also about growth, humility, and what it really means to be in control. Now, when I first signed up for the driving lessons, like I said, I thought that this would be just a fun ride. It's very straightforward, easy. I played video games. I played Grand Theft Auto. It's pretty easy. You just go straight, go left, you go right, you look at the turn signals and the traffic lights, and just don't go on the footpath and kill people. It's pretty easy. Anybody can do it. But then reality hit the moment when I first met my instructor. This man was the most serious man I've ever met in my life. He had an eyebrow raised the entire time I knew him. And for this speech, I would just like to call him Mr. Serious. And when I first introduced myself to him, he just looked at me and said, "Just drive the car. Just turn the key and drive the car. Do not look at me. If you follow my steps, you will come back alive." I'm like, okay, fine, sir. I turned the key and the car instantly stopped. We stopped and the man just keeps yelling at me. I knew this was just going to be a complete disaster. Now, the first day of me driving and that driving lesson was essentially everything which you should not do while driving. I stalled the car not just that one time, I stalled the car 15, 16 times. So many people were annoyed at me. People used to get out of their car, come at my car, knock at my window, and say many, many curse words which I haven't even heard. Shouted at me so many times. I drove into the potholes. I almost ran into so many people. I was just thinking, why am I not arrested? I'm a danger to society. And then, when we actually hit the road, the real traffic, so many buses, so many cars, people walking on the road like they think they own the road or something, and so many bikes. God damn, these bikes are so annoying. And lastly, at the end of that day, my instructor, Mr. Serious, had such a disappointed look on his face. It's the same look that my father had when he looked at my 10th grade mark sheet. Just complete and utter disappointment. And then that one big incident happened, which happens to every single driver. I was driving on this single alley road. It was a one-way road. It was very thin, and a cow came on the road. Now the cow has blocked the road. You cannot go around it because it's a very thin road. 15 cars are behind me. Every single car is honking at me. People are coming out of their car, yelling at me. I'm like, what can I do, man? I kept honking at the car, and it's just not going. And then I asked my instructor, with 15 years of experience teaching, what should I do if this happens? And he's like, just pray. Pray that it goes. Then, after the first lesson, the second lesson, the third lesson, fourth lesson, maybe even the fifth, I got better. I was able to anticipate everything. I was able to see and work under uncertainty. I was able to be more calm under pressure, any kind of pressure. I did not stall the car anymore. And, well, we will always be at the mercy of the car. But that's just how it is. I realized that driving is not just about the technicalities of the car, but it's also about a mindset that every driver should have. That it is a very big responsibility to drive a car, not just of your life, but of people around you. Right? And with that, I was able to understand and be more calm under pressure on the road and also just in my general life as well. This lesson made me realize that driving is not just about getting from point A to point B. That's a very big thing. You should be able to get from point A to point B. But it's also about being able to handle the journey, all the ups and downs and everything. By the way, I still haven't gotten my driver's license because the driving license test is a complete scam and I will have to pay to get my license. But this is more about to teach you that every skill, no matter how frustrating or annoying or ridiculous it might seem at first, carries with it the power to change us, to challenge us, and more importantly, drive us forward, not just on the roads, but in life as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmoy, for the wonderful speech. 1 minute silence for the feedback. I would request everyone to share the feedback. Is there anybody who has any feedback?
I can also do.
Nothing. There was one instance that he was irritated by bikes.
Everyone who rides gets irritated by bikes because they just appear.
Yeah, because
Very relatable.
they can come at any time.
The bikers and the auto drivers.
Auto drivers, they turn like they will just turn 90 degree on the road. how was the real version? I was teaching my daughter, the same thing happened with my daughter also. So there were 2 cows in the front, and she just stopped.
The minute is over. Now it is time to invite the most exciting section of any Toastmasters meeting, and that is table topics. Basically impromptu speaking, where you will be given 1 to 2 minutes and you will have to speak on the floor, on the spot. And just for your information, anybody can participate, guests can also participate, members with the roles can also participate, members without roles can also participate. We are not giving anybody any preference. It is open to everybody. It's up to table topic master to call upon anybody. Now today's table topic master is someone whose name is Nayanshi, and she is currently working as subject matter expert at Physics Wala, and her hobbies are content writing. Let's have a big round of applause, a thunderous round of applause.
Welcome to the most spontaneous and fun-loving part of Toastmasters, table topic session. And do you think so? Why it is fun-loving?
Because it's impromptu.
Yes, it is impromptu, and you have to speak from your heart. So today, I will just call each and every participant. You just have to think on your feet and speak from your heart. And surprisingly, you can surprise yourself also that I can speak so much. Okay, so impromptu is little scary, I know, that everyone cannot speak. But to help this out, I am introducing a delicious approach, that is Oreo approach, just like a biscuit. O stands for opinion, means you have to state your view, why you think so, why it is so, what's your opinion on that topic. And then R stands for reason, like why you think so about that opinion, you have to give reason. Then E stands for example, like you can share a true life example or any story you can create. Then again O, you have to wrap it up with the same opinion. I hope you understood this. So today's table topic session is like you have where logics takes a break, and I'll be giving you each of the participants a what if scenario. And the amazing part of table topic session, even guests can also participate. And I request everyone, each of the participants, to speak at least for a minute, not for 40 or 50 seconds. So who wants to come first? What if your thoughts appeared on the screen above your head? How would your life change?
Quite interesting. What if my thoughts come on a screen on top of my head? Okay. So, as you all know, since childhood, I've been quite an introvert person. Whatever comes to my mind, or whatever my emotions, whatever my thoughts, I try to not to show. Okay. So many times people ask, what's your opinion? I just keep quiet. I'm just thinking about that. But I don't speak out, or I don't express. Now, if this thing comes, so whenever I am meeting some person whom I am not liking, and my thoughts are coming, then I will be dead. Okay. So now, since I am married, it's a very scary situation. So whenever I am mad at my wife, I can't express, of course, because wife is the boss at home, and there you say anything to her, and whenever she says something, it starts appearing on the screen. that is going to kind of escalate the situation. Of course, there was a ceasefire between India and Pakistan after some missile attacks, but this war will keep going on for many years. And you know, the problem with the female gender, I'm just not typecasting, they have very long memory of short things, short incidents. In 2004, you didn't take me to that party. Where? Which party? So those things, whatever thoughts coming on the screen, they will be kept recorded in some place, in some archive, in your spouse's mind. And whenever you are behaving in some other way, those records will be extracted and you will be in big trouble. So that would be a very bad thing if that's my first start of my screen.
Any guest? Yes. Prince. Do you love pets? Pets. What if your pet could talk for one day? What would be that talk?
What if my pet could talk for
One,
me?
yes.
See, I don't have any pet at my home, but yeah, outside my office there are so much dogs for whom sometimes I arrange biscuits and bread and milk. So I feel like we all should love pets, because sometimes what is the similarity between we and pets are emotions. When they cry, there will also be tears in their eyes, and when we cry, we also have tears. So this shows that they have emotions. They also feel pain. They also feel joy. So when we arrange some foods or something, because they are really on us. And in my opinion, the government should also arrange something for them also, because we are a citizen of our country. They are also living with us. What if they could talk to me one day? I think I will tell them that don't worry. I don't know everyone understands or not, but I understand you, and tell me what you want. And I will also try hard to do whatever I can do, whatever in my hand, to make them happy. And I also ask them their need and their want and everything. And I think it will be great for each and everyone. And by this thing, we will also be able to understand the situation of them, how they live, and yeah, that's from my side. Thank you.
Who wants to come next? What if your dreams become reality every morning? What dream would you hope for tonight?
What we will hope for tonight? Usually that does not work. Whenever I hope for a dream, it is the last thing that I dream of. So what if my dreams become a reality? A lot of times I dream about flying. So if that becomes a reality, I'd be really happy. I'd be able to fly to work every day. For some reason, I'm still thinking about work instead of doing other things. I'll be able to avoid traffic. I'll be able to avoid the lift. I'll be able to start my own business, in fact. After weight lifting a bit, I'll be able to lift other people from point A to point B. which is very important. I'd be able to start my own business before all of those robo taxis, which are heavily getting funded by venture capitalists, and I'll be able to beat them before they come to market. Next up, what else do I do know? I think I dream about my crush sometimes, but that's usually daydreaming if that counts. If that comes to reality, then a lot of things I don't think I'll be able to say on stage. But if that comes to reality, then it'll be amazing. Other than that, that's
Yes. What if books could talk at you? Which book do you want to talk?
The name and the topic.
Nidhi.
Nidhi. Topic again.
Alright. Topic. Books could talk at you.
So hi everyone, my name is Lily. I'm just trying to speak. The topic is not yet in my mind. Alright, so I love reading books a lot. Back when we were facing the era of Corona, the years of Corona, everybody was busy doing cooking. Somebody was doing learning something, embroidery, and all those things. I started reading books. So that is when I started reading certain books of the writer that I'm sure not coming into my mind right now. So certain books I read at the moment, and I thought that I'm going to enhance my reading skills, but of course that could not happen because I am destiny number 2, and I take some hobby and then I leave that in few days. So I could not definitely start reading, but yes. If I would want a book that would talk back to me, would be. I'm sorry, nothing is coming to my mind right now. Alright. So there is a poem by Robert Frost, which is Fire and Ice. If you have heard about it, anyone of you. Right, so in the starting of today's session, we had a talk about climate change, and that is what Robert Frost was also talking to us in this poem. So if the poet is talking to me from this poem, that how is the world going to end? So what he exactly says is the world will get to an end by 2 reasons. One can be fire and one can be ice. Fire symbolizes the jealousy and desires that human beings have in them, and ice actually symbolizes the hatred we all have towards each other. So both of these things definitely are going to be the reason that Earth can get destroyed or the world will get to an end. So if the poet is coming from the poem and talking to me regarding that, I would say yes, that's true. Which is what our the Toastmaster has actually spoken about today. So that is just thank you so much.
Any other guest? Yes. What if the weather changed based on a mood? And what kind of climate would be happen today?
First, isn't it phenomenal if it happens? And today I do have a ban of playing cricket, so the last thing I want is not to rain. I really want it to be not to be a sunny day. I really want it to be a cool, pleasant day so that I can play cricket. You know what? That's the only thing I wait for. Not only cricket, any sports. You work 5 days in a week and then you wait for the weekend. And when weekend happens, if it rains and you can't go out. You just sit at home because that's what we do all 5 days in a week. Most of us, I believe. Right? So the last thing I would want not to rain, I really want it to be a cool, pleasant day so that I can play and I can enjoy with my friends, and I get the energy back for tomorrow, that is Monday, for another 5 days, and I can give my 100% on the next 5 days. So I would say the only thing which I want not to do today. Thank you.
Guest. Do we have time? Any other? Or shall I? Yes. What if mirrors reflected your personality, not your face?
What if mirror is reflecting my personality? So I think that will be true only because I don't do any kind of fake things in front of me. If I'm good, I'm good. If I'm good, I'm good. So, but yes, sometimes in the office you have to do it. And thank God there is only a office. So I'm saying, and only time was other mirror when I thought my voice shown and when I getting it and it's alone with me. So I'm good with that. Because whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm telling to myself, it is only me. But yes, if you are in Toastmasters meeting, you are there, or you are in some outing place, you have to be careful. Like over the first week, boards are coming on the screen, it's kind of your own personality is coming to you, but you are not able to see. Another person can see. So you have to be 200% sure whatever you're thinking, you are thinking right. Whatever you're speaking or whatever you're doing, all that thing should be speak. Because if you think, speak or act all in rhythm, there will be no. Thank you.
Else, one last.
You can go anybody.
Yes. What if you could pause time for everyone but not for yourself?
Yeah, it's a nice idea. Pausing time for yourself, like, say for example, now there is war going on between India and Pakistan. I would like to just pause for a minute for the time and try to change what are the possibilities, why did the war start. See, war is something that we can stop. It doesn't serve any purpose. Why should it not be stopped? And if I could get a chance and pause time, I would find a cause for stopping time when a war takes place. And I would love to pause time when I'm with my lover and take time for that and let everything stop for the time. And I would love to spend time and have time for myself. Then maybe if I could go back in my time and be with my loved ones, which I have lost, I would have lost time. And say for example, I lost my father last year. If only I could pause time and go back to him and spend time with him. He was in Bangalore, I was in Delhi. If only I could pause time and go back. Maybe the day before, as I could not speak to him, could have paused time and go back.
So, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rahul.
Toastmaster
Nayanshi.
Toastmaster Nayanshi.
Was it the revenge?
A big round of applause for that. So confusing here. But 5 minutes break for just regroup, refresh, and we'll get back to the next section, that is evaluation after 5 minutes. Now it's time to start the evaluation, where the evaluators give the positives, negatives of each speaker in the meeting. Let's invite the very talented, the very experienced, and the very phenomenal speaker, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Ashish, who is evaluating Toastmaster Muskan's speech.
So delivering a speech on the stage requires courage. But delivering a humorous speech on the stage needs a real fortitude. So today Toastmaster they are pretty infected from Muskan has delivered amazing speech today, and she proved that she is equally capable of delivering humorous speech and can get easily connected with the audience. So let me talk about what I liked about the speaker today. First, I liked about the structure of the speech. The speaker started with a question and instantly connected with the audience. Secondly, the speaker took us to her personal, she shared her personal anecdote, personal anecdote, and she made it clear at the beginning that she is going to talk about two personal stories. So that brought clarity in her speech. And a speaker cannot bring humor unless he is able to bring some unexpected element in the speech. So I think the speaker did well there and been successful in terms of bringing humor. Talking about the hand gesture, facial expression, eye contact, it was perfect. Confident on the stage was great. And so on the whole, the delivery was great. Coming to the recommendation part for the speaker, because the speech was tragi-comedy, right? So it was, the tragic was there, the comedy was there. So I think pauses are like a punches when you give a speech, a humorous speech. So I found that, I thought, as per me, I found that you could have taken pause in your speech, pause in the speech, so that the audiences can absorb what the speaker is talking about. Second recommendation for the speaker is that the speaker have opportunity during the speech to brought in role play in the speech. Let's say you could have shown the conversation between you and your sister or your father and you, and could have done a role play there and have done some, let's say, a funny comeback kind of conversation or some kind of misconstruing. Right? So you could have done there. Then you could have taken your speech to at different levels. Would have included fun as well in your speech. But overall, I liked the speech in terms of the clarity, proper structure, having humorous element in the speech. If you have added all these points which I have highlighted, you have taken the speech to a different level. And that's it. Thank you.
Next up, let's call on stage our next speech evaluator, Toastmaster Mukesh, who is evaluating Toastmaster Saksham's speech.
So, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you go Kheer Ganga track? I think it was the toughest track in North India. I'm not sure someone is there. I think then you can relate more with the section. I'm not going, but yes, section because if you know the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, in every speech we need a structure, like point A to point B, and I think Saksham did a very good job. He starts with his speech with the initial planning of the engineering students, and most of the ratio 90-10, and it's brilliant. The 90%, these are only the WhatsApp, but finally they make it. The second point is permission of parents. Sometimes they got, some they not, but finally they use the technology ChatGPT, and he made a really good example of ChatGPT, and I really appreciate it. And the third point, actuality. He very well defined and related from landed there and then landed to the resort by going river and the swimming with the people all the rivers. I can relate when I go to the Rishikesh with some of the camps near, with the 1 or 2 kilometers, but I will give you guys more heavy training. And the last one, purpose. But he completely justified the speech that his speech purpose is writing his speech with purpose. And can anyone tell me what is the purpose of this speech? Anyone? Reconnect.
To entertain.
Reconnect is a word that he used 3 or 4 times. And that's the reason like why we don't go to the tribe, why we go to the vacations, to reconnect ourselves. That is a new. Coming to the recommendation, I think I already given you the person as well that he used the stage very much. Yes, but unnecessary of the movement of others. He has 4 parts. He can start from here. Okay, this is my engineering discussion, this is parents' permission, and this is finally how we did, and then finally we came to reconnect. This is the one, and the second recommendation is the pace of the story. He started very fast, energy was very high, and he maintained the energy. But I think you can just be calm on part 1 and add more to it. Overall, this is a very good speech. You narrated all the points. I wish you all the best for that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mukesh, for the wonderful evaluation. Next, I'd like to call upon stage Toastmaster Sonu for evaluating Toastmaster Tanmoy.
3 things that stood out for me in today's announced speech. Number 1, humor. That statement says that the winning speech is the one who cracks the most. That means whoever is able to crack the most maximum jokes on the stage, that gets the trophy. So this is what I could observe in the announced speech, that he did not narrate single instance where we were able to laugh. There were so many instances, like Mr. Serious, everybody came to him and knocking at the window and saying the curses that he even never heard earlier. He felt why he was not arrested. There were so many things, so many instances which made us laugh. And the best part is, while he speaks, others to laugh. So seriousness is there in the humor. Now coming to the second part, authenticity of the speech. I felt speech was very genuine and real. It brought me back 12 years back. And I was able to relate all the instances when I learned the driving were coming in my mind, like bikes just crop up, and so many other things like cow on the road, and every instance that when he finished his speech, everyone wanted to say something like what is their driving experience. The third thing is lessons learned. So the speech objective was to draft a speech with an objective and present with a topic. So the lessons that learned, it is not only coming from one place to another place. You have to learn the ups and downs of the speech, ups and downs of the life, and how to keep yourself calm and composed under the pressure. Now coming to the recommendation part. Number 1 recommendation, somewhere I felt the stage movement was sometimes aimless. It could be, the stage could be used more effectively. And the number 2 recommendation is eye contact. Somewhere I felt the speaker was using trying to connect the belt only with the first row. The other, second and the third row were feeling alienated. Overall, it was a wonderful speech and wish all the best to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for the phenomenal evaluation.
wonderful speakers, 3 Toastmasters and 4 guests. And who can lead the herd? Our veteran Toastmaster Bhanu. And he started wonderfully. But before I start you, I think all of you took a phenomenal journey today, one step ahead. It takes courage to come here and present. Bhanu was very clear, very thoughtful, and same time very humorous. And the way he plays with his life experience. He brought one classic example, and that could be a learning for all of you. If you face this kind of situation, your example from your spouse, your interaction could be a good filler. He used that very wonderfully. But when Bhanu speaks, he always gives a nugget, a learning, a punch point. His punch point was, even they remember, but they have long memory of short thing. That's so true. What he can include, he can use more hand gesture. What I have noticed, his hands was kind of, hands were locked. It can be open. Given that he already got the content, you can be a little more relaxed and play with the stage. Our next speaker was guest Prince. The topic was paid talk. I was expecting he will play, but he's a guest. So I'll give some points so that he to recognize his effort. He came and spoke about a very innovative, interesting topic. His forte was emotion. He started with paid emotion. That's another art. He would start with something which you can relate. So he would relate. If paid can talk, he can learn about their emotions. But what I realized actually, he came to the topic after 1 minute. First 1 minute he was only talking about emotion. The talk part came after 1 minute. Even the time limit is 2 minutes, I recommend him to go into the topic very early and be innovative. You don't need to bring how you connect. You can be imaginative to bring other examples. Toastmaster Harsh, the topic was if dreams become reality. He started with, and he took very nice example, singularity. He took usage of different things. Example, if dream become reality, how he can use. And he took couple of examples. He can reach work very quickly. He can live with different folks. Even he used the word robot. He said that he sometimes dreamed about the crash. What I believe, like Bhanu, probably he could use more hand and more funny, humorous, right? The humorous element can be brought. Next was guest Nidhi. She was very confident. I didn't guess that she is a new one. She started with very good hand gesture, very open. She came with very good high spot. For 10 seconds, she took time to recollect, and that's the beauty. She was stopped, but she came back with a very nice example, a walk by Robert Frost. And she connected that with the climate example with some quotes. She was observing throughout, and she used her presence to connect to tell the story. That's another learning. We can use our presence, some topics from the meeting to tell it. If I go further, guest Nitesh, it was about weather change based on the mood. He's a player, and that came very naturally. He said that I don't like actually rain weekend, because today particularly I play, and I can against this part. When you talk about your own thing, you can relate, that will come naturally. So try to use that. But what I can found he can do more. He was repetitive towards the end. He was only talking about weekday, weekend, what he wants. Again, here in this round, you can be more imaginative, funny. Bring something random, different, so that people can laugh. That one thing you can do. Toastmaster Mukesh, mirror take personality. The topic actually resonates with him very well. I agree with him. He's very straightforward, calm. And he came and was very confident. He spoke about his own story, how he thinks, then speak, and then how he reflects. What I think, given that he's a veteran now, he should bring more twist to make more story, right? Through this kind of session. Last is case Tejas, body language, or the topic was pause. If he can pause, he again took different example very nicely. In the park, he could spend time with his father. What I observed that he was only standing one side like this way and very standing. I understand this is called the fast speech. Try to move, be more normal, and it will come as you participate. So raise your hand, be part of Toastmasters, become a member. I'm sure phenomenal improvement will come on your way. With that, I will wrap up. Over to you.
Wonderful evaluation, Toastmaster Tanmoy. Thank you. Now let's move, before my evaluation, let's move to the tag team support. First of all, I'll call from the backside. First, let's welcome the Kaveri fund today, Toastmaster Harsh.
So, good morning everybody, good afternoon everybody, for the first time. You all spoke phenomenally. Speaking of the word of the day, phenomenal, the speakers who use the word phenomenal are the Toastmaster of the day, TM Rahul. He spoke it probably like 20 times on the stage and off the stage as well. Then there's the joke master, TM Sumit. Then there's the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Mukesh. Then there's the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Tanmoy. And finally, our guest, TM Nilesh. Yes. So these are all the speakers who spoke the word of the day. Next up, I'll be pointing the incorrect usage / improvement areas. Though I won't be taking the specific name of the people. Somebody said protecting the nature instead of protect nature. Somebody said I was doing studying instead of I was studying. Somebody in a hypothetical scenario said I will I get the trip instead of would I get the trip. Somebody said let me be honest, let me honest instead of let me be honest. Somebody missed saying A in front of things like I get little scary instead of I get a little scary. There has to be reason instead of there has to be a reason. Somebody said confident on the stage was great instead of confidence on the stage was great. Somebody said unconsciously instead of subconsciously. It's not unconscious. Somebody said try to not to show instead of try not to show. Somebody said typecasting instead of stereotyping. Somebody said we and pets are emotions instead of we and pets have emotions. Coming to the creative usage of words, there is thunderous round of applause by TM Rahul. That was a very creative use of all adjective. Then feedback is the breakfast is champion by TM Kritika. Then by TM Saksham flying popcorn and the gesture you made by doing baby bridge. Then by TM Tarav, Mr. Serious. I'm not calling you Mr. Serious. There you go. Anyways, so that is it for my time on this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh, for the detailed report. I think it covered everything. Perfect one. Now let's call upon stage the R counter for today, Toastmaster Kaveri.
Good afternoon, everyone. So here is my report. I'll start with Toastmaster Rahul. You use a 4 times and 3 times. Toastmaster Anu, and 3 times. And Toastmaster Harsh, you use a 15 times and so 3 times. Bhanu sir, you use so 6 times and but 3 times. Prince, 3 times, so 3 times. Harsh, 9 times and so 2 times. And guest Nidhi, you use 12 times and so 8 times. Nitish, and 6 times, so 2 times. And Mukesh, you use so 3 times. And guest Tejas, you use and 7 times. So evaluation, Ashish, you use 4 times and 3 times, so 6 times. And Somu, you use 5 times, so and 3 times. And now evaluator, Tanmoy, you use and 7 times, so 4 times, 4 times. So that's it from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaveri. Let's call our timer for the day. Toastmaster and
Good afternoon, everyone. So here is my report. So Toastmaster Nayanshi took 2 minutes 30 seconds for starting of the meeting. Toastmaster Bhanu took 9 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Rahul took 23 minutes 11 seconds, which is 6 minutes 12 seconds and 16 minutes 59 seconds. Toastmaster Sumit, who is the joke master of the day, who took 2 minutes 88 seconds. Toastmaster Muskan, speaker 1, took 6 minutes 51 seconds. Toastmaster Saksham, speaker 2, took 7 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Tanab took 7 minutes 12 seconds. Table topic master Nayanshi took 2 minutes and then wrapped within this time. Toastmaster Bhanu took 2 minutes 22 seconds table topics. Guest Prince took 2 minutes 11 seconds table topic. Toastmaster Harsh took 1 minute 58 seconds. Guest Nidhi took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Guest Nitish took 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Mukesh took 1 minute 12 seconds. Guest Tejas took 1 minute 30 seconds. Table topic evaluator Toastmaster Tanmoy took 5 minutes 49 seconds. Now come to the evaluation. The tag team Toastmaster Hus Grammarian took 3 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Kaveri, our counter, took 2 minutes 10 seconds. And Toastmaster Anu, me, took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Thank you.
now the last part is the general evaluation. So all in all, it was a remarkable meeting. Kudos to the easy team. It was very well structured, a perfect ideal Toastmaster meeting. So kudos to the entire easy team for that. For each and every role play, starting from the sergeant at arms, the meeting started on time, well on time, so and everything was arranged. So kudos on that. Just one small recommendation: at least when you are reading the mission from a notepad, please make sure it is word by word correct. The mission was a bit different from what the actual Toastmaster mission is. When you are speaking, it happens without seeing. It happens sometimes that you miss a word or something happens. But when you are reading it from notepad, please make sure it is word by word correct. Next up was the president. Toastmaster Dipanshu. It was a wonderful activity. Everyone got energized on a summer morning. So great. It was like everyone got started with a good energy. So wonderful on that. One small recommendation, and maybe I think you would be doing it after this, was the club has won a lot of awards. Please do announce those. Yeah. Next was the joke master of the day. Phenomenal jokes. Everyone connected with it and everyone laughed. Just one small, and it's not a recommendation, it's a challenge for you for the next time. When you speak on the stage, you keep your hands in this way. Keep it more open. Your jokes were very nice, everyone was laughing, but a little bit improvement in body language would make you a better speaker. So just a challenge for the next time. Next was the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rahul. Very well connected the entire meeting, very well presented the topic and the presentation, etc. So it was phenomenally delivered and everyone enjoyed it, everyone participated in it, that was the best part. I think just one small, and I think that was there in the end, the conclusion was not very clear, what was the purpose of that, because it was a little negative, and then you said that, so that means you should enjoy it with your family. So the conclusion did come out very well. Maybe I know what you wanted to say, I could read that, but it didn't come out very well. So next time. Coming to the evaluators, speech evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish, you use the CIC approach, good. Just one suggestion, when you provide a recommendation, like you said that you would have created a conversation, just give us a small example, which part of the speech she could have given, just one example maybe, not for each and everything, one example that where they can give it. Toastmaster Mukesh, very well done, CIC approach, you also gave examples, this part. So that was very well done. Toastmaster Sonu, you used CIC approach, but for I think I noted down when till the red card came up, you were giving commendations. So for 3 minutes, you cannot be giving commendation or you cannot be talking about the speech. Try limiting the commendation for 1.5 minutes for the first, then 1 minute or 1.5 minutes for the recommendation, and then conclude. So recommendation and commendation should go side by side. This was the Tanmoy, very on point evaluation, wonderfully done. For each and every table topic speaker, you pointed out what's good and what's better they can do. So wonderfully done. The tag team players, I think all three of them were perfect. The reports were very well delivered, and so kudos on that. For the overall meeting, I have 2-3 recommendations. Just first, it's for, I think there were 2 or 3 times when people on the stage, like, you forget the name of the person they're calling on, and it was 2 to 3 times. So at Toastmasters, we value our next speaker so much that we introduce them with all their accolades. So you cannot be forgetting the name. So please make sure you cannot be forgetting the name at Toastmasters. Second, handshake. I think it's getting better, but for the benefit of guests, I'm telling, whenever we come on the stage, handshake is like passing on the energy, right? When you are coming on the stage, the person on the stage is shaking your hands so that you get that energy, you get that control on the stage for delivering. When you are leaving from the stage, it's your responsibility that you shake hands, give back that authority, and then you leave. So please do that more often. And I think just last one recommendation, the female gender thing, that was not bad at all, and none of us took it bad. For contests, please refrain from using that, because you know better than me that at contests what are the criteria basis which they reject and they disqualify people. So that was not at all bad, but just don't use it in a different manner. Use that joke in a different manner, but don't use that in contests. All in all, this was my recommendation, this was my report. It was a remarkable meeting. I very well enjoyed it. And back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Peter, for the wonderful evaluation. Now it's time to invite the best designer officer, Toastmaster Bhanu, to take it forward. Toastmaster Bhanu.
How was the meeting?
Great.
Hope you all enjoyed the meeting. First thing first, voting form has been shared on the group. So, requesting everyone, please vote for the best speaker, role plays, and other different roles. While we are having the voting, I'll move on to our guests for their feedback. For the guests, just please rise up from your seat. If you arrived late and if you missed your introduction, please introduce yourself and how did you like today's meeting? So, would you like to start, sir? Yes. On the scene.
I think from the feedback standpoint, I would say, it should be honest. It shouldn't be sugar-coated because we all are here for the improvements to work on ourselves. So it shouldn't be sugar-coated. That's all I would say. And next thing is, I think you guys are recording. That's the best thing. One can go back and check whatever he has delivered, and he can work on himself or herself. That's the best part. I think that's it.
How did you like today's meeting?
I think meeting was very amazing, especially the first thing you did in morning. It was very different thing. I wasn't expected, and also like everyone got chance. That was very good thing. Like guest also got chance. I think it was good. I enjoyed it.
Thank you much.
It was a nice meeting. What I liked was the inclusivity. We included all the meetings and even the first timers and also the first timers. We included all them and included the inputs and also give them a feedback honestly, whatever it is. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think this meeting was really good, quite interesting. As mentioned before, feedback is already honest, but it should be honest and to the point so that people can actually improve and learn how to tackle the next forthcoming questions.
Do we have the results? Also, yes. So Millennium, for some of you who know, there is a conference going on right now, which is called the Oration 2025. So what happens in Toastmasters is, beyond club, there are something called areas, divisions, and districts. So Toastmaster is a big fraternity. To support club, there are areas, division, and district. There are people who are elected as officers, and they help us to run our clubs, to organize contests, and anything related to Toastmasters. There are also many events that happens within the Toastmaster fraternity. There are sometimes tricks happening, something meetups happening, and once in a while, once every year, there are contests happening. So there are two contests that happen in Toastmaster, which is your table topics and your international speech contest. They start from the club. The first 2 years goes to area level, then division, and then district. Right now we had our district conference. Also, in the district, our district is District 41. There are almost 300 clubs in that district. Our district awards different clubs depending on their accolades, their achievements. So Millennium City Toastmaster Club is a very old club. It's a 30 years old club. So this year, for 2025, Millennium City Toastmaster Club is awarded with Rising Star Gold Award, which is the third highest honor club is given. So it is the criteria is for the club to add more members and to achieve the education goals. Also, we achieved the second highest award, which is the Golden Gavel Award. So it is only given to around 15 clubs in the whole out of the 300 pool. So that's something we achieved this year. What really special is that we achieved the highest honor of this year, which is the Hall of Fame Award, which is given to only 7 clubs out of 300. So that is a huge honor and a huge achievement.
We have done it after quite a
long
Hall of
time.
Fame is really special. Yeah, we always used to get golden.
Yeah, we achieved it quite
almost every year we used to get the golden gavel, but
yes.
Hall of Fame is something else.
So yes, it couldn't be done without all the club members, their support, their commitment towards Toastmasters, achieving their education goals, going beyond the club to help other clubs. We have a lot of members like Toastmaster Bhanu who goes to become chief judge in different contests, Toastmaster Rahul who goes to different contests. So that is how Millennium City Toastmaster Club makes its names in the district, and that is how it's been awarded. So for the guests, if you want searching for one of the best clubs, this is the club. We have been awarded.
A lot of people have not yet voted.
Yeah, please
force guests to vote as well.
Yes. Next, please scan the QR code. You've all done. How many of you have voted? Yeah, by raise of hands. Okay, so still quite a few. Please vote as early as possible.
Meanwhile, you can clarify why the evaluations motivate this type of.
About the feedback that we received about sugarcoating evaluation. So in Toastmasters we follow something called CRC approach: commendation, recommendation, and commendation. What Toastmaster is and will always be is a place of encouragement. So we try to give good feedback to everyone, but most important is that we encourage other people. For example, someone is giving the first or second speech, they are on level 1. Giving them harsh feedback doesn't work because we want them to come again and give speech. If someone experienced Toastmaster like Muskan who's on level 3, level 4, level 5, the evaluator gives them strict and comprehensive feedback so that they can improve on the next part. So that is how Toastmaster works. It's very, I can understand it's difficult to understand in the first 2 meetings, but have a gist of the Toastmaster Club, then you will understand the value of feedback. And MCTC is famous for its good feedback. We try to ensure that our members get good and very valuable feedback to take. That is why we have table topic evaluation also, so that every single speaker gets something to take back home. Anything about fine? Yes, also about the international speech contest, we have our club member Toastmaster Aparna who participated in the district contest. Unfortunately, she couldn't win, but we really acknowledge the participation. She was the top 8 of the finalists in the international speech contest. That's a huge achievement for her. Can we have a huge round of applause?
The result been announced?
Yeah.
Who won?
Sanskriti Acharya.
Nepal.
Yeah, all Nepal. All Nepal people.
All the 3 against Nepal.
Speeches online.
I don't know.
Sorry?
Can we see all these speeches online?
No.
They used to put them on YouTube now. Nowadays they don't.
No, you can't because the people who win, they go to the next level. So it's not allowed to share the speeches. I think after 2-3 months, the speaker can share, but you have to independently ask the speaker.
Earlier they used to share, but I believe now that privacy.
Yeah, I think the rules are such issue.
But the World Championship speeches you can.
Yes. Coming to the awards for meeting number 604, the first award, which is the best auxiliary role player, is awarded to our counter for today, Toastmaster Kaveri. The next award, which is for the best evaluator. The award for best evaluator is given to our table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Tanmoy.
You can invite Toastmaster.
Yes, hello. Toastmaster Tanmoy. Yes. The award for best table topic speaker is awarded to Toastmaster Bhanu. The award for the best role player is awarded to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rahul. The award for the best speaker is awarded to Toastmaster Saksham. With this, we end our meeting today. Please join us next Sunday, same place, same time. Everyone, please join us for the group photo.